Welcome to the Geek. This is Lil.
This is Steve, keeping it green.
Here's a little story that must be told. This is Sean.
Where's that from?
Rap lyrics. I'm thinking every week I'm gonna do a rap lyric going forward.
I want to know your story now. What's the story?
Yeah, I was like, what are you gonna tell us? Do we need to cuddle up in a blanket and pretend we're going to bed? Bedtime.
I'm leaving the show after 11 years. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep, and I love you guys. Good night.
Your ass ain't going nowhere.
I know.
Yeah. So I didn't do much this week. I did do stuff today. I didn't watch shit except for Acolyte, and we talked about that in Star Geeks. Or at least I did a little bit because I was on a
bit while you were on your train.
Yeah, you came with your fucking power suit.
Train to Busan
with my shoulder pads and
You did have shoulder pads on.
I did not have shoulder pads. This is how I was sitting.
Has a stiff ass suit.
It was a very bizarre train ride, man. It was crazy. It was like when I got off with you guys, I texted you I'm creeped out. This lady across from me is
What's
gonna
up,
die.
Al?
What's up, Al? And I guess she might have been. I don't know. It was just a very bizarre situation. She's talking with her grandkids about death and all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, what is happening? Trying to play some. I brought my little emulator, like Game Boy thing. I'm playing games, and I have my earbuds in just to drown out the noise. I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. It's very bizarre.
You're afraid of your own mortality. So you don't want to hear
No, it wasn't like my own mortality. It was just kind of creepy. And then it's like, she's coughing, hacking up a lung and stuff. And I'm just like, what do you got? What do you got?
COVID's not still around, right?
Oh, it is. So then I went today to a Toy Show Con thing, which was cool because it's been a while since I've actually gone to like a con because we've been so busy with stuff. And then of course I go to Universal Studios afterwards. I sent you guys some pictures, man. They really did some really fun stuff. What's up, James?
James.
They do these things every so often where they build out stores and they call them tribute stores. And I sent you one picture of it where they have in the tribute store. It was focused on 4 movies: Jaws, Ghostbusters, E.T., and Back to the Future. And they really did these big diorama things, and on one whole wall was the clock. I don't want to say clock tower because it's not really a tower, but for Back to the Future, the one wall was like a ship. Not the ship, but the boat from Jaws and everything. It's full. It was really nicely done. And then the other one wall was the Ghostbusters going up to fight Gozer. And it was really awesome.
E.T. and Back to the Future were the other two.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I heard you say you could remember. Never mind. Sorry. You sent those pictures earlier, and I wasn't in a good service area, so I couldn't see them until just now. You reminded me. I was like, because it said they were.
Yeah. So I'll send you some of the other ones to see that. I don't have time. Maybe if my pictures load up here, I can share them. But
the video store one's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they did also this really cool. They set up at the front of it. It was like a video store and like a retro arcade. And no joke, I took a picture of the of the arcade with the floor because I'm like, Steve, you need this. You need to find this carpet.
I'm not putting the more carpet down.
I know, but I'm just saying, Steve. But look at this. I'm gonna pull up my pictures, and I don't know. Alex must have taken a picture of a Shrek doll. He's been obsessed with Shrek lately. I don't have no idea why. Let me share my screen. You guys can see these pictures, but here's the ET display on the top. which is really cool. You got Elliot. You know, it's really nice. And then on the bottom, they had like things you could take pictures in front of, and kind of like it was a nice picture display. And then the Ghostbusters one to me was like the best. This one, look at that one. You got them all going up. I mean,
that is fucking dope as shit. That's nice.
Oh, I was like, I saw this and I'm like, holy!
Wow, with the lights on their backpacks and
Yeah, I know.
Really
I'm like,
nice.
I just want this display. Like,
God,
you know, we were all staring at it, and then they have this really cool Stay Puft you can see on the bottom here.
I
Like,
mean,
take a picture, but
holy crap!
Shit, that is nice. Like that is dope as shit.
and then this was what I sent you guys because I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Damn.
I
That's
wish
your
they
first
had
one?
the wire. Yeah, I wish they had the wire running across.
Is that new though? Because when we were
Yeah,
at
it's
Universal, I
new.
didn't see that.
It's new. It's new. It's the new tribute
Okay.
store that they put up. Because, like I said, they rotate this stuff every now and then, but a lot of times they focus on these things, and then here's the Jaws. Like, it looks pretty awesome.
That's not as cool as the other ones.
I agree. That's why it was the last one I showed because it wasn't as cool. But and then here's the arcade. Like, look at this fucking carpet, Steve. Like,
No, I
this
know.
is fucking amazing. And they had
That
these
would be
arcade
cool.
machines that were just like mocks of like, you know, this is like supposed to be like Miss Pac-Man, but it's not. And they had Polybius, which Alex got excited about because this was hilarious. He was playing it actually. It's like a fake game. This is a game that doesn't exist, but people think it exists. So it was pretty cool. But here's the VHS. Like, as you walk in, they had all the horror because you do the Halloween Horror Nights, right?
Were those for sale or no?
No, this was all displays that they made. Like, I was looking at them, like I even picked one up and I'm looking at them, like, because you could tell it was like reprinted on. But the funniest shit about this, I didn't take a picture of it. They had the little the porno room, you know, and then you walk in there, and there was some signs saying you shouldn't be in here because the kids went in there like, what is this supposed to be? And then Jenny starts laughing. She's like, that's where they have adult videos at the video store.
It was a wild time back in the day when you
Did they all
would get to
run
rent
out?
porn next to
Yeah,
you.
they were because like it was just like, you know, there were like signs in there like, hey, you shouldn't be in here, and it was pretty funny because they're like, what is this? But like, I love this, and then behind there's an action. You can see the action little sign there, and they had like all like Back to the Future and all the movies from the 80s and stuff. But I love this. I was like, oh, I gotta send this to Steve.
That's very cool.
So yeah, I mean, you know, they're really doing it up with the 80s theme and stuff. And like the first they announced 5 of the houses for the Halloween Horror Nights, which is like their own things that they're doing. And then the first one with an IP is a Quiet Place. So they're doing a Quiet Place haunted house. So I'm really curious to see how they're gonna do that.
Dope. You just got to be real quiet in there. I'm pretty sure that's dope. That's cool.
You know, nobody's gonna be fucking quiet in there. There's gonna be shit jumping out everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be awesome. So but yeah, it's, you know, it's a little bit of what today, you know, doing some Universal stuff, you know, riding Spider-Man. We rode. Sean, I wish you would have. I know you would have never gotten on the attraction for the Velocicoaster because we rode that. Me and the kids rode it. Jenny sat out. But inside that queue, like when you're going through, like they have like full raptors in their animatronic ones moving and shit, and you have Blue like with the muzzle thing on, like trying to break out, and it's an awesome queue. Oh wow. Like they should just have people walk through it and then they can walk off, like, because that roller coaster is crazy. Like, I love it, but like I could imagine you getting up there because it's not even like those old ones where you just like click. It's a launch, so you launch up. So it's just like you get this little swing back, and it can just boom, and you just go crazy up.
Yes, I will go on those roller coasters with you a little. Let's go.
We will hold hands, squealing like little schoolgirls. Like,
I can't do it, dog. Like, I am not a roller coaster.
I mean, and it flips and it corkscrews and everything. It doesn't have the shoulder harness either. It goes over, but it only has over the midsection.
Nope.
And so there's no shoulder harness and everything. So you feel it all. And then it gets to a point because it launches you to the top. It feels like zero gravity before you just drop back down. It's fucking freaking awesome. I love the Velocicoaster, but
I don't want none of that. I don't need none of that. Action.
But I was thinking about you today, Sean, because I'm like, we're walking through the queue, and I'm like, man, like this is the stuff, like because we rode ET and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I kind of wish Sean, we did more of this because like I think you would have really been impressed with the queues, like just walking through the lines and seeing all the stuff that they put in. Yeah, they did a good job with that.
I mean, we had did because you know what? Before you got there,
we did a few things.
Yeah, we had did all Harry Potter already before you got there. So
yeah, and they did a great job with Harry Potter, but some of these are just so damn good. So I mean, you saw like with Transformers, like even though we hate that the look of those robots, but it was great.
I hate it, but at the same time, the ride still holds up. It's a great ride. It's just dated. It's just so dated. Like update the G1, man. Like that shit, people would go crazy.
I mean, if we said that when we were there. If they had this all G1, it would be nuts. What's up, Taylor? I think every geek has that Superman shirt because I know I do. Not me. Not me, Al.
I have the what's it called? The Red Sun Superman shirt, but it's like I don't think I should wear
that. Not in this day and age.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand for Superman, it stands for Super Sean. That's what I don't care about the Superman. This is just an S for Sean. That's how like
Super Sean.
And really everyone should have a Nightwing shirt. I mean, come on.
No. You are both wrong. Everyone should have a geek
That's
shirt.
true. A little.
Keep it geeky.
I want to thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for buying that. And that's so
well,
cool.
I put this one on because I was gonna buy a couple of them. I did buy it too, but I put this
Why'd you
one
do
on
it? Why? We can talk about that off camera.
What? Why'd I get so big?
No. We'll talk about off camera.
Why I didn't buy your shirts and I bought Steve's shirts?
No. No, just
it's a little baggier, so I'm gonna have to dry it and stuff.
Yeah, I just want to question like the layout, like why you ain't just turn it the front way.
That's
but that's how he designed it.
That's how he had it designed.
That's my great.
I like the cartridge. I like the cartridge at an angle like that.
I do like that.
How does the cartridge?
My brain. It's my brain. Steve.
Does the cartridge look cool, like on the shirt? Like
I do. I think it looks great.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
Keep it geeky. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the 8-bit style. Keep it geeky. So Red Sun was a great comic series. The only Superman shirt James has is the Underoos. That's what he was trying to write, Underoos, when he was a kid. Little TMI, James. A little TMI. Are you still wearing these Underoos, James?
Over the pants?
That's the question. Over the pants. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to watch a lot. There's nothing out that I know there's a lot of stuff I should catch up on and do. It's just there's nothing that like I feel like a sense of urgency to watch.
Right. I watched Eric on Netflix. That's the Benedict Cumberbatch, limited series where he plays like a puppeteer whose son gets lost and
how was it?
A puppet comes to life to kind of help with the search.
How was it?
It's a good show. It's a very weird, like the tone shifts because it's like very silly and weird and then super serious. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays a really good. He's good at playing like he's a piece of work. That guy, like he's not a great person. The show.
In the show,
yeah,
not
in the
real life.
Yeah, in the show.
He's able to play a very not a great guy.
I think the puppet work is great because it's a puppet. Like it's supposed to look like a puppet, and it looks like a really good puppet. And the thing that caught me the most off guard was Benedict Cumberbatch's wife, the kid's mom, who looks a little older. It's the little girl from What About Bob? I'm like, I am.
There's
so
there are some crazy memes out there that who sent it to me? Maybe Jarvis sent it to me. There's a picture of the kid from the Tom Cruise movie. The Tom Cruise where he was the
Wait, maybe she's not from What About Bob. Let me check.
God, the one from with Cuba Gooding Jr. and everything with the little blonde kid with the glasses. What Tom Cruise movie is that? What am I drawing a blank on this title? to Show Me the Money?
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, thank you. The little kid from Jerry Maguire and Tom
Jonathan
Cruise.
Lipnicki.
Okay, so there's a picture of them from that movie, and there's a picture of them today. And he looks like he's like 60 years old, and Tom Cruise has not changed. And it's like, this is proof that Tom Cruise is a vampire because like the dude looks the same. And he is 60 years old.
It wasn't the little girl from What About Bob. It was the little girl from Field of Dreams.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
I know it's weird to get the two mixed up, but like I just pictured her in that movie for some reason.
I'm
She
looking.
was in a lot of stuff. She was in Uncle Buck. She was in Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh,
Volcano.
Gabby Hoffman.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you call his mom? I mean daughter?
Dustin?
Is it Dustin Hoffman's daughter? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No.
You never know. I mean, damn.
Well, no, it says I'm on her Wikipedia. It's not.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
on there now. I'm
No.
on there now too.
I'm just saying, like, it could be. I mean,
But I was just
De
like,
Niro just had a kid. Like,
it happened all the time. I was at my mother-in-law's today. She's got like a dog named Martin, and he's a little wiener dog. He's so old, but I remember when they brought him home when he was a little puppy. I'm just like, oh god, the years are flying past now.
Yep, to Jerry Maguire. Yeah, I mean, but it's crazy how some of these actors, like I said, like Tom Cruise is not aged, and it's kind of scary. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's drinking the blood of unicorns.
He's a vampire.
Unicorns and shit, you know. Like
When Cat Williams and them are saying they, he's talking about people like Tom Cruise. The theys, that's Tom Cruise.
It's true.
I can see it.
And Paul Rudd.
You watch anything else?
You know, I did not. I did not watch anything else.
I watched the last season of Star Trek Discovery.
Is it the final season?
It's the final season, yes. I give it a hero. I give it a hero as a whole. All 3 seasons were phenomenal. I loved it. I love Star Trek though, so you can't really take me out of it. Like I just love Star Trek, period. I don't know, like I'm such a sci-fi guy of Star Wars, like Star Wars and Star Trek. It doesn't, you know, I'm not like, oh, I don't like. I like everything about Star Trek. There's nothing that I don't think I've ever not liked. I love Deep Space Nine. I liked all that shit, man. I'm deep. Like sometimes I don't realize it, and I'm like, man, I really do love Star Trek. And I'm like,
you're a fucking nerd.
Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd.
You're a sci-fi nerd. That's all it is.
I am. I do. I love it all, man. And I'm actually thinking about getting a couple Star Trek ships just to have them because I just kind of want them.
You gotta have an Enterprise.
You
gotta have an Enterprise.
I need an Enterprise. I love the Cerritos,
Raptors, or whatever from the what do the Klingons have? Like the little warbirds or whatever they're called.
Oh man, fuck! I forgot those things are called. But yeah, I know.
I don't remember. I'm not that big.
I love I love Star Trek Lower Decks, so I need the Cerritos and like all those kind of things. Like I love all that shit, man. So like I'm such a Star Trek nerd. Sometimes I don't realize how deep it is, and I like know references. I'm like, oh shit, I know that.
So is Discovery over now?
Discovery is over. They actually have their two more shows coming up. One with Michelle Yeoh. She'll have her own show, and it's like she has her own crew that like travels through time and like grabs artifacts and all kinds of cool shit. So like that'll be cool. And then I think of something else, but I don't know what it is exactly. But yeah. And it ended on a good note. Like it ended like how it should end. Like the end of the story. And it got me a little choked up. Like I got choked up, man. I was like, oh, it's got me.
Where everyone dies.
No. But it ended on a great note and on a high note, and it was just great, man. It was really, really great to see it, and I really enjoyed 3 seasons of Star Trek Discovery. If you're a Star Trek fan, I'm pretty sure you've already watched it already. But like, if you haven't, and if you love sci-fi, like honestly, Discovery, Strange Worlds, Picard. I mean, all of it, man. It's just great. Lower Decks. It's all this new Paramount. Yo, Honestly, to be honest with you, the Star Trek shows are better than the fucking Star Wars shows. I'm not gonna hold you, dog. I'm hands down. I really do. The writing is great. The effects is great. Star Trek, honestly, all their shows are really good. Star Wars shows are not all that good. So I'm gonna go on a very, very high note and say Star Trek right now on the TV genre is way better than Star Wars TV genre of what's current right now.
Well, I think Star Trek has always been made for TV, right? Like it's always been.
No, but that's not.
They've always had the right writing. It's more of a long form storytelling for that type of series. That's what I'm saying.
No, don't forget, Star Trek started in TV. Star Wars started as movies.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's right.
Yeah, I mean, but no. I agree with you, but I mean,
I'm not defending either.
I mean, it's not.
Right.
I don't
know. I haven't seen any of the new Star Trek stuff, so I don't know if it's.
No, and I don't think you'll ever watch because you're not a Star Trek guy. So like, I don't think.
Are we gonna add that to Star Geek now? Because I mean,
I like Star Trek enough.
I may do a Star Trek show. Again,
I'm not. I've been watching the Next Generation.
Trek.
I have it on DVD.
I might dip down that road. I'll be by myself, but
episode by episode of we'll start from the original series and then go to Next Generation.
No,
episode by episode.
I would start from Next Generation. I can't start from fucking original Star Trek, dog.
What are you talking about? You got Uhura, you got Spock, you got all
I
them
don't want to go down that road, dog. Like that's dated to me, and I can't. I wouldn't be able to watch that. Like Next Generation was really my shit. I enjoy. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really watched
Whoopi Goldberg.
I never watched the originals. Like I never really sat down and watched the originals straight through. I used to, watch it on and off when it was on. Oh, cool,
reruns,
tribbles and all that. But it wasn't my real thing then. But when Next Generation came on, oh my god, I was there. What was it, every week? I don't even remember when it was, man. It was on.
I think it was weekly. Yeah.
I watched what was the one with Scott Bakula?
That was
that Enterprise?
It may have been Enterprise. I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
I never.
I'm gonna start a Quantum Leap show.
You do that. Leap Geekz. But yeah, man, definitely it's Star Trek I'm digging it, man.
Voyager was good.
Voyager was good. Voyager was really good. Again, I like Deep Space Nine too. So like, there's a lot of good things, man. So, yep.
James said Mayor Kingstown has started. So.
Yes, it did. Season episode 1. I was going to talk to you, Steve, but I know you're going to wait till it's over and then you're going to binge through it. But fucking I swear to God, Jeremy Renner is like the real Iron Man, dog, because it didn't like he fucking skips a beat. Like, listen. That motherfucker got run over by a tractor, and that motherfucker did not skip a beat.
I still haven't seen season 2.
Fuck you, dude. Man, you're getting booted. I'll boot you for a second. I'll bring you back in.
I'll stay off.
Come on.
I just, what's fucked up is it's one of those things where it's on the list.
You got me into it.
I know. I want to see it. I was like, when I saw season 3 starting, I was like, son of a bitch. I forgot about that show. We got to watch that.
I got to go back. Yeah,
dude, you didn't even watch Lioness.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if I'm gonna.
Oh my god, dog! Like, it's you see.
But you know what I did watch? I watched Open Range season 2.
That's fucking terrible. That shit's garbage.
Did you watch it?
Range?
Yeah, it's fucking garbage. I hate it.
Did you watch all of season 2?
I'm confused. I don't like it.
I'm so right, Sean. Isn't that? I'm like, I don't know if I like this show. It's very confusing. Like,
I don't like it.
You know what the irritating thing is? They did something really cool in season 2.
What is Open Range?
So
it's hard to put your finger on. It's like there's a big hole and there's time travel, kind of.
It's with Josh Brolin. It's on Amazon.
But when season 1 ended and the sheriff lady wound up way back in with like the Native Americans and shit back in the 1800s. That's how season 1 ended. You're like, holy shit. And like she spends 4 years before she gets able to come back to normal time. So she's like way back. Like they find pictures of her back with the Native Americans.
That was cool. That was cool.
Oh, that was awesome. And they spent such little amount of time on it. I was like, every time they went back to Native Americans, like, yes, more of this, less of everything else. And then it went from that to like, now we're going to watch fucking homeboy float in the sky after kissing his dad with dirt. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why? I just want to go back to the time traveling lady with Native Americans. Well, let's go. It's more interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm done.
And then there was like there was a part in season 1 where like Josh Brolin jumped in that hole and went to the future, and there was like military set up all around the hole. Like, I want to go to that, like, but nothing. No. Instead, it's a lot of Imogen Poots saying Royal. Okay, Royal. They say that man's name every fucking 2 seconds.
Imogen Poots, man, dude. I'm just like, ugh. I liked her, man. I really did, but this show was just like, eesh. Don't like it. Not a fan.
So that means I got 2. Well, are they dropping Mayor? Are they dropping that once a week?
Yes,
I think so.
Yeah.
We got like
8 episodes. Coming. So like I can get through season 2 in like 3 days. You know what I mean? I'll
Steve,
go right in.
Steve is very late and wrong.
I know. I am. It's all right. I'll get it in though, and I'll have it watched, and I'll be all caught up right when you are.
You sure will.
So take that. She's like Breaking Bad. Everyone's like, you're late to Breaking Bad because I started watching it when the final season started. But you know what? I saw the finale at the same time as every other motherfucker, so it didn't matter when I started.
Respect, man.
Got me. All right. Anything else before we get into the toy box?
Nope.
All right. You guys have anything for the toy box?
I do. So I forgot to talk about it last week because I'm a bad friend, but last week I was on with the Horror Returns guys to continue our Children of the Corn series. So, and don't shake your head. You didn't want to review those movies. So
I don't. Believe me. Thank you, Horror Returns, for not inviting me.
And trust me, man, because last week was Children of the Corn 7 and 8. And there's still 2 more shows we have to do. There's 9 and 10, then the remake, and then there's like we're doing the what's that? Disciples of the Crow from the 80s, the short film. We're gonna do that at the very end. Anyway, so I got home from work this week and there was a package here at the house, and I opened it up and I knew it had to be the Horror Returns guys because there's the only Children of the Corn reference that I have, and it was Lance. So thank you, brother Lance. This is really, really cool. He sent me these Children of the Corn little Malachi.
Hold on, let me put you on solo. I gotta see. These are from Trick or Treat Studios, Children of the Corn, Malachi and Isaac. And oh my god,
they're really cool. They're like, he's like Outlander, you know. It's like in that face. You got little Isaac. They got the knife, the little corn cross.
You're not gonna open that, right? I think you just
fuck no. This is going on the wall just
tack
like
up
this.
Like that. Yeah,
I had to take it off the wall to do the show. It was already up. This is great.
He wants you
so cool.
now, Malachi.
He wants you too, Malachi. So good. I love it. I love it. So this is very, very cool and much appreciated to Lance. Thank you, Horror Returns fellows. This is great. And check out those shows over there. They're a good group of guys and they have a good product. So
clearly you're doing those shows. You're leaving us and you're just doing all those Horror Return shows now. How dare you?
How dare you, Stefan?
You get so upset when we do things. So
this coming from the guy that'll go on another show and not talk about Geekz.
What are you talking about? Never have I ever done that.
Just plugs in the Star Geeks.
Just plug Star Geeks.
Yeah, well.
Shit. Sean, you got anything you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right, look at that. Shocking. Sean
save
goes
all
to
my
a toy show.
I save all my stuff for Star Geeks.
I knew it. You bastard.
It's all Star Wars stuff that he buys, so I mean it has to go there.
Speaking of Star Geeks,
yeah. I'll have to brush up on my conversational Klingon. Ed, Jesus.
See, I love this guy.
as long as well, I don't know. Ed might be able to do that, but once if he can stop playing Stranger long enough, then he'll. he's got to use his left hand now. So
yeah. Ed was injured in a masturbatory incident. No, I'm joking.
Damn, call my man out in public like that.
Putting them on blast. Holy shit!
Dang, bro, like yo, you got your Cummins coming now.
Calling David deviant. It's like David's a fucking deviant.
So we've actually over the last few weeks talked a lot about like retro gaming and stuff between this show and Star Geeks. And it got me thinking about like my setup and everything. I've been working on cleaning things up and kind of reorganizing stuff. Especially because I got like a big statue coming in hopefully in September. And just looking at my gaming area, like what I want to really focus on. Cause like, for me, the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, GameCube, the Nintendo era of retro gaming is one of my favorites. And then I got some Sega favorites, Genesis, Dreamcast. So my focus is now like trying to figure out like how to build my collection out without having to, buy everything. So one of these things I knew about years ago that I never picked up, and now it's really hard to find. And I think, Steve, we talked about it a little bit because you have a PlayStation Classic, right? The PlayStation Classic. So there was this company that came out, and they were selling these on Amazon. I still didn't understand how they were doing this, but it was called True Blue. And all it was just these little thumb drives right here. And they made these thumb drives, and you just plug it into the PlayStation Mini. You turn the PlayStation Mini on, and all of a sudden it's the same format, and you have like an extra 100 games. So I was like, I started looking on Amazon. I couldn't find them. I couldn't find them anymore. I'm like, that kind of sucks because I want to actually get rid of my PlayStation 1 stuff. I don't need the systems. I don't have like nostalgia for the PlayStation 1. I do love like original Resident Evil series. And like, I just want to have that at my fingertips. And I like having the Mini because I'm still playing on PlayStation Sony hardware with it. So I started hunting on eBay, and I found somebody who had all 4 of the True Blue Mini thumb drives. So I've got 4 of them. And with these 4 thumb drives, I have almost 500 PlayStation games, plus the 30 that came on the console. And I tested them all. They work fantastic. The crazy thing about them is some of them are called some of them have such weird names on it. So I got all 4 of them for $28. So for $28, I added 500 games to my PlayStation. I'm going to get rid of all the disc-based stuff and the 2 PlayStation 1 systems I have and just sell them all off to use that money to buy some more NES stuff. But so here's the fight pack. So it's got all the fighting games. Pop it in. It has all the Street Fighter games, Mortal Kombat games, a bunch of games that they had that Star Wars fighting game that we were talking about during Star Geeks. It had all the Marvel Capcom games that came out there, all the Street Fighter X-Men games, all that kind of stuff. Then they get weird with their naming. So it doesn't explain what's on the thumb drive, which is a little annoying because I would like fight pack, action pack, RPG pack, whatever, but it's got everything. So this is the weed pack. So it says weed pack. You can see that there. Then I have the crackhead pack. So weird. And then the meth pack. So that's what they made. But if you can find these and you have a PlayStation Classic, get them.
What's the 4th one?
It was the fight pack. So it was fight pack, meth pack.
Fight,
correct.
Crackhead.
Yeah. So fight was the only one that made sense. It's like, oh, here's the fight pack. And this one was in because I was playing some of the fighting games. The only thing I realized was because I was playing Spider-Man. You remember that Spider-Man game that came out for the PlayStation, which was really cool. It was a good game. Playing on a PlayStation controller without the sticks and using a 3D game with just the D-pad, so fucking hard. It's ridiculous.
Aren't the controllers on the PlayStation Mini just USB?
Yeah. So I could get a USB controller and do that. I'm going to do that, but I was just playing it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm playing Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, this is so difficult. Like, how do we do this? How do we do this in the mid '90s? This is shit. But it was good. It was really good. And these are really good. And I'm telling you, find these on. I'd find them secondhand. Look on Mercari. Look on eBay. Look on whatever. This company did make one for the Sega Classic, and that the one thumb drive that they had, I've seen it go for around 50 to 60, but it has every Genesis game on it. So if you want one with every Sega Genesis game on it, you could find it. It boots differently. Like, these are really easy. Plug it right in, and you just hit the power button, and it's on. The Genesis one, you got to do a little bit of manipulation. So, like, I haven't gone down that. Plus, I love the Genesis, and I want the games because I love the clamshell cases and everything for those games. So, like, I would want to build that library.
I get what you want to do with, like, the disc-based, because if you could have
and not even all the disc-based. Yeah. And not all the disc based. Like, I wanted to build my Dreamcast collection. I have a
but I feel like
amount of Sega Saturn games.
I feel like even though Dreamcast and Saturn were disc, I feel like that's almost on a different level because they're not currently making systems anymore. So it feels more retro.
You're right.
Than
Sega, yeah, for sure. And today when I was at the toy show, I was looking at this guy. It was like a kit bash Sega Dreamcast. I have a Dreamcast. I have a really nice one that's working great. But he had the Sega Sports one, the black model, and he wanted way too much for it without having the Sega Sports controller and everything with it. So I was like, I kind of passed on it. But, like, I love getting systems, like, and variants of those systems. Like, I'd get a bunch of the 64s in different colors. I have almost every variant of the GameCube. So I like that kind of stuff. So I would still collect that. But, like, the games, it's just so daunting. But, like, I have some expensive PlayStation 1 games that I'm gonna now flip because I got them all on these little thumb drives, and they're good to go. So speaking of that, I did pick up 2 Nintendo games because it's been a long time since I bought actual Nintendo games, and so I'll go solo out here to show the labels here. So I picked up a Tengen game. If you guys don't know the story about Tengen is Atari, who got sued by Nintendo for making games with these cartridges. But I got the Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
I remember those cartridges.
So wait, Tengen. Wait, there's a backstory that they got sued.
Yeah, so they got. So I'll exit the solo layout right now.
You don't have to exit, so you could just.
So they did not want to get the Nintendo seal of quality, for their games. So Nintendo put what they call the NES lockout chip in all their games. And the only way, like, Nintendo gave you this chip to put in your games that you're making for Nintendo. But you had to pay Nintendo for this chip because Nintendo wanted to have quality games because they saw what Atari did with their shit and why the whole video game system, like, it was 83 that it crashed because everybody was making games. All those games were being pumped out, and 90% of them were shit. So Nintendo was doing that. So Atari developed Tengen, and they stole the lockout chip. They stole the technology for it. They made their own, and then just started pumping out games using this cartridge base so people would know. So there was a big legal battle. Nintendo won, of course, so they actually had to pull all these off the market, but there were so many already sold. The most expensive one, I think, might be Tetris like this.
So are those worth more money, the Tengen ones, or
not necessarily? I mean, some are worth a little bit more, but a lot of times they got re-released as regular NES cartridges. So I mean, you'll see both. There's like an Indiana Jones game is on here like this, and I think that one's more expensive than the NES release.
Pain in the ass way to display though, because all the damn pictures are upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. Like, yeah, I'm holding this and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why would you do that? Why? Why?
That's my OCD would kick in on that. Like I see that with movie cases all the time where like the font on the top is like backwards every, like sometimes it's
Yeah.
going this way, sometimes it's going that way, and you're like, fucking pick one.
Well, and
stick with it.
I love my NES cartridge display because like I have them all like sideways lined up going across my shelves, and I could see all the labels too. Can you see the fucking label here? No. It's bullshit.
I remember those. I
have a RBI baseball was on there.
You got to have like your own like Tengen section if you get enough of them,
You know what? See, that's a good idea because I have everything in alphabetical order, but I might just pull, like you said,
just have your Tengens
out and put
by
them at the end.
themselves.
Yeah.
Put those in alphabetical order by themselves.
Yeah, so I got this. I got it for $10, so it was a good deal for that. And then I got another game, which Jenny got mad at me because we were watching a video last night because I've been watching a lot of these videos about emulators and stuff like that, trying to figure out what I want to do with like we're talking about, like the disc-based games. And then I watched somebody who bought a bunch of games from a retro store because I've been looking at this retro store, DK Oldies and stuff like that. And they're garbage. Don't buy from them online. But he bought a game that I didn't have yet, huh?
I was like, God damn! He's like, garbage. Don't buy from them.
Well, yeah, they upsell you like a Nintendo Entertainment System. They don't clean it, they don't test it, and you get like the biggest bullshit. Disgusting. I've seen people open them up and they're like dead bugs and roaches in the fucking systems, and it's like you're selling these as refurbished, and you're not refurbishing shit. Like you can at least just get a fucking air gun and fucking spray out the shit, and But like when you open it up and you see fucking bugs and garbage, it's not it's garbage. But one person bought a bunch of games, and I said, I'm like, oh damn, I don't have that game. And of course, Jenny, secretly writes it down because my birthday is this week, and she hasn't got me anything. But then we're at the con, I'm walking around, I see the game, I negotiate it, I buy it right in front of her, and she looks at me and walks away. So I bought Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project for the NES and got a great deal. I did not. That's the thing. That's
that seems like a game you would have had a long time ago.
Yeah, I would have gave that to you. I had that shit too.
I didn't. So
that is a really great cartridge art.
I know, and the cartridge is in beautiful shape. That's why I was like, I love it. It's very clean, no scuffs, no writing, and like the label is perfect. Fantastic Konami game. I love the Turtle games. The first two were Ultra. But that was a Konami's second company because they wanted to produce more games, so they made a second company as well. But they didn't steal the lockout chip. And then the last thing I got, which is awesome, but it's also a little regretful because I pulled an allele, as my kids say.
Your kids say.
Oh yeah, because they've seen me, or I pulled a dad, because they see me do it all the time. And I think you guys, we've been at toy shows before where I would say, "Oh, I'll come back to that," and then it's gone. And so, Sean, do you remember Buddy L, the toy company that made the little kind of like die-cast toys and stuff like that? They had like from the early '80s.
No, you gotta show me something.
So, well, I'll show it to you right now. So, Buddy L, I remember there was this store called Ben Franklin back in the day, back where I lived and stuff like that.
Never heard of that.
Oh, it was like a hobby shop thing, and they used to always have a toy section. Huh?
That's a Chicago thing.
Probably. And they had this toy section, and they had this little 4-pack, and I never got it. My mom would never buy it for me, and it was a Spider-Man motorcycle, a Spider-Man van, a Spider-Man car, and a Spider-Man helicopter.
I remember those.
So in the 4-pack. And so I go up to this booth and they have two of them loose, and the motorcycle and the car. And I'm looking, and like my face lit up. I was like, oh my God, these are awesome. And they were relatively inexpensive. But I'm like, I didn't buy anything for myself yet. I wanted to walk around and be like, if I'm gonna, if I don't need these. I like them, but I want to see what else is at the con before I buy them, because I don't want to waste money and then all of a sudden find something that like I really, really want and then just be like, oh, why did I buy this stuff for $20-25? So then by the time I made my lap, the car was gone. But I did get the motorcycle and the motorcycle is awesome, and I am pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I think wait, did you didn't have one of those? I know I had one of those when I was a kid.
I did not have. I had a different version because they released the motorcycle multiple times because they released it with a little rubber figure on it. They released a motorized version.
I had that as a kid. I had that one.
Yeah, I did not have this one, and like the stickers were awesome. Look how like the sticker on both sides is
it looks brand
perfect,
dude. And you walked away from it and you hesitated on pulling the trigger.
I hesitated on pulling the trigger, and I got it for $10. And I would have probably been able to get them both for 15, but
shame.
Yeah, I stupidly hesitated, but I love this thing.
I can't believe, like, for that cheap too. Like, fucking.
I know.
Like, you gotta stop. You gotta stop worrying about like $15.
You're right, Steve. You're right. I mean, it's true, but it's.
They're so small. You could have bought those and put them in your pocket, and then not even thought about it till like tomorrow.
you know what happens with
you know what it is, Steve, is because I don't collect.
You booty. That's what you gotta do. You gotta booty. You get booted for shit like that. You fuck up shit like that, you get booted. You can come back. But you're definitely getting booted.
You guys booted me for the fucking not picking up that game.
We did. Y'all have not learned shit from me in the last 10, 11 years.
Again, my collection has changed,
funny
right?
Thing. He was in the middle of talking, booted.
My collection has changed. I stopped collecting like everything Spider-Man, but I was looking for like the obscure.
I'm looking behind you. I see a Funko Pop. I see a fucking framed picture.
He's full of
shit. That's an autograph. That's an autograph.
You collect everything Spider-Man, and you do a damn good job of it. So don't you fucking try to convince yourself or anybody else otherwise.
But I stopped collecting figures and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
of course, no, but those aren't figures.
I mean, the Funko Pop is a Stan Lee Pop that I got.
Those aren't figures. Those little vehicles aren't figures. Those are crazy. Those are.
Thank you, James. I walk the con first, then I buy things. But for $10, I would have got it right there.
Yeah, see?
Believe me, Alex was yelling at me. Like,
James,
he was pissed.
That is bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you it's bullshit, and it's more bullshit than what it is. Bullshit. What's up, Spice Runner? Evan, what's going on?
But I do like it also has a kickstand on it, so you could.
Well, I mean, but this is your fault, man. This is like,
it is my fault, and it's fine. I'll be able to find the car. I'll be able to find the van and the helicopter.
You know what this son of a bitch said to me today? He was like, "Oh, you know what? I should have got that Nintendo watch."
I was looking for it today. I was looking at to see if they had it.
Steve, you see the shit like, yo, I should just got it and just call it a day, dude. Like, oh my god,
I know. Okay,
I gotta stop. Listen, you know what? I gotta stop calling you. That's what I got.
Yeah, you're gonna be on the hunt for those other three now. Like,
I am. I
tough.
will be.
Of course, there was a helicopter, right?
Yeah, helicopter, van, and like a sports car, Corvette.
I've seen that so many times.
Yeah, it's but I like
John's gonna find it with the price tag still on in a pristine box at tomorrow's farmer's market.
No shit, he's just gonna go down there and be like 15 of them, like nothing.
It's like we have a whole pallet. I don't know. We just found it.
We found some dead stock.
It's so random.
They're like, actually, like, we'll give you $5 if you take two.
I put $100, Steve. I can go and find it tomorrow, and I bet I'll find it tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh, you can. You can find them online cheap. I mean, this is not an expensive piece. It's just like, again,
but it's important to you. Yeah, it's important.
I'm confused. What took you so long to buy one? Like, what did you just like? Oh, look,
I see. Was it one of those things that
you know what? Because I haven't seen it in so long. I just
forgot about it.
Forgot about it.
Then you see it now, and you're like, oh,
yeah. And I was like, oh my god, like it hit. I was like, I remember staring at that and like seeing that. So
I don't know which part what it was.
When I said I'll just find it tomorrow. I'm gonna look for it now, but now I'm definitely gonna be on the hunt for it.
So, but yeah, so that's what I got at the con today. Nothing huge, but I'm happy with Turtles 3. That's for sure, because now I have the Turtles trilogy. That's the thing. I looked at my games, and I have like 140 NES cartridges, but I'm missing some key games. Like I'm missing Mega Man 5, but that's an expensive Mega Man game. It's the most expensive Mega Man game. But I got 1 through 4 and 6. And I've got I don't have all the Double Dragons. I'm missing one of the Ninja Gaidens. So I have stuff, but I just I'm just waiting to find them. I'm not searching for those specific ones. Even Contra, I have Contra 1 and then I have Contra Force. I don't have Super C, which is crazy to me because I thought I had Super C, but I don't have Super C. So I'll keep going. I want to keep building the NES collection. So
I did get a couple things at this. I went to a toy show.
Of course he did. He just wanted me to go next because he has to.
I forgot. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that I had it. I forgot I had it. Well, I did. I picked up a 1/140 scale plastic model of the Millennium Falcon from Solo. So I'm gonna build this.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Weather it.
Yeah, I'm gonna weather it, paint it, weather it, do some cool stuff with it. Yeah. So I got that.
1/140 of how big is that? What is that?
It's a small. It's like my other ships. I think you've seen the Y wing that I built.
Yeah.
It's about.
So it's in that.
It's size. Like this size. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing crazy, but to me, it's cool to have. I found this. Well, I did find a couple patches that I actually have a denim jacket that I'm putting all Star Wars patches on. So I got some vintage patches.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
Are you looking? Awesome. Are you looking for Star Wars patches?
No, I'm not looking. If I find that I see it, I'll get them. But these are cool. I actually got a hat.
Will, do you have a good hookup?
No, I think I have a couple from early Star Wars celebrations.
Oh, that's cool.
I gotta look. I don't know if I got rid of them or not because I had no idea what the fuck to do with them.
And I found this die-cast Kenner Y-wing that was originally from the original Kenner line.
That's also cool. Very cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, a little weathered, I have a lot of Kenner die-cast pieces that I've been kind of messing around with. Every time I see one, I'll just pick up one. Really cool though. It's got some detail on it. It's like an old, again,
the little red gun.
Yeah, it was never. I mean, this was never in the movies or anything like that. But I thought it was a cool piece to have. So just just to have it part of my collection.
Whether or not it was in a movie, you still look at it and go, "That's Star Wars."
Yeah. And I love the Y-wing. I think the model is great. But Red Jammer, really cool. I thought this was a dope little piece to have, part of my collection. I'm gonna put all this stuff in frames at some point, and kind of put them in, kind of place them how they were in the box. So I'm just gonna probably place them, in a shadow box or something like that at some point.
Yeah.
So that is it for me. I want to.
Cool if you had a bunch of different Y-wings that are all kind of small but similar sizes. You could put them all kind of together. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. I went to the toy show today and I didn't see anything. I was just meh. I was in that mode of I don't give a shit. If it ain't something big and something that I really want, I'm not gonna pull the trigger on small shit. My biggest problem, I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh, sorry. I was looking for those to see if I had those patches over here. And then of course I just pull out fucking 5 Game Boys.
What's doing?
I'm like, what the fuck? I have a problem. I have shit everywhere.
So do I. I got shit everywhere too.
I have 3 DSs sitting right here and 2 fucking Game Boy Advances.
My biggest problem right now.
Didn't even know I had these.
You have to start scaling down, my friend.
See why I'm trying to get rid of shit?
You need one of each, my friend. One of each.
I need 2, in case one, Okay. Go ahead, Spencer.
I forgot what I was saying.
I ruined everything.
No, you did. My biggest problem right now is going down this Kenner action figure line. I oh my god, I seen a vinyl Jawa today for the first time ever. I've never seen one in out in the wild. $12,000. It wanted for that 12,000. I think that was the price on it. Let me look at it again. It was disgusting. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. 12. Yep. $12,000 is what he wanted for it.
With the vinyl cloak.
Yep, with the vinyl cloak.
That's why.
Yeah. You can see it. I mean,
Ed's got 3 of them.
He'll give you one.
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool to see, but dude, all I seen was on card, dude, and I was just like, man, and the prices they wanted for this shit is just it's not in my wheelhouse. I can't do it. I just can't justify it. I want to so badly. Even for loose, the last 17, the loose ones, man, they just want astronomical prices. And I just cannot justify it. I don't know why. And usually I just pull the trigger on shit, but I couldn't. It's really killing me too. I'm like, man,
look at the collection behind you. Like,
I know,
your
man.
collection's so different.
They're not this big. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
what I'm saying.
I have 96 of the I think it's like 78 or something like that. The first figures. I have all of them. No repros. Everything is like, great condition. But I just cannot justify this last 7 fucking teen, dog. I could have been fucking got this line done. It is killing me. I'm just like, dude, do I want to spend that much money? Like, they wanted $500 for like one of those just randomest figures, like the green pilot from the B-Wing. Like, oh my god, I was just like, man, I can't do it. I just don't want to do it. It's just dumb. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have my moment where I'm just like, I can't do it.
I get it. I mean, $12,000 for a Jawa, like that.
I would never do that.
I mean,
that's too much.
That's too much.
Like, and again, that's the thing. Like, just like I was talking about with comic books last week, right? Like, they're rare, but I don't know if they're that rare. Like, these figures are rare.
Not rare enough to
right. That's what I'm saying.
You have to get into an auction, and you have to auction your collection off, and to see what you're going to get for. Because honestly, you may not get what you think you're going to ever get at all. You'll never get what you think it's worth. All this shit in here is not worth anything that I think it's worth. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Everything you got in there is not worth what we think it's worth.
No, I agree.
We're not even scratching $1 million on this shit. $500,000 probably. Not even that.
No, of course not.
No,
that's okay.
That's the crazy part about it. It's just like
that's what I was telling Jenny. Like, we were walking through there, and she's like, "That seemed like all the stuff we were looking at. Like, a lot of it seemed like really expensive. Like, there were things like everybody got stuff, but like nobody overpaid for what they got, and they all did a good job of negotiating. My kids too, finally learning. But like, there were like some big items, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man, I could find this stuff at yard sales and everything, and pick this up and undercut everyone here. Because like everyone here is just charging stupid prices. Yeah, it was. I don't even know why. I don't even know why you would want to come with this stuff. And it was funny because one of the vendors was talking to me because he had some high end comics, but they were in low grade, and he still wanted way too much for them. Like, he had a bunch of Hulk 181s, which is the first Wolverine, like from 1.8 to 2.5, and he wanted all like several thousand for each. And I'm like, that's not worth it in this grade. No. He had like a third print of Ninja Turtles 1 and stuff like that, like in a mid grade. And like, and I'm just talking to him, and he's like, yeah, all these are because I upgraded, my own collections. And I'm like, yeah, these are lower grades than I would like. And he's like, yeah, I don't know why I brought these here, because like nobody's gonna spend this kind of money. Nobody's, he had Daredevil #1 at a 3.5, and he wanted like $3,500 for it. I'm like, that anybody who's smart is going to be able to find a Daredevil #1 for half that, for that grade. Like, this looks like shit, and you're asking like way more than it's worth. I agree, James. Hulk 180 is the first appearance, not the first full appearance. It's the first the cameo.
Yeah, but
That's what
181 is the cooler cover.
He's got he's on the cover, and that's why everybody goes for 181. Because I have 182. I have 180 somewhere too. What's up, Brian? You missed
Brian? You missed my glowing speech about how much I like you guys and appreciate your sweet gift. So
yeah. How much he likes you guys better than us. So that's we heard it.
Like, you act like that's like a fucking shocker.
He's like, I'm only doing this because it's a fucking job now, even though we don't get paid for it. Feels like a fucking job. No.
I owe you money. I'm here working off my debt.
So that's it for the toy box. I think we got some news, right?
We do. I was actually poking through our community feed. I like doing that to see what the guys have posted over there. And one of the first things is, we like. So, Sean, we were trying to remember the name of the game that me and you played that Alo got mad about. It was Streets of Rage. We played.
Oh yeah.
And then they came out with Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
Yep.
Very cool side-scrolling beat 'em up.
I love it. I still play it.
Amir posted in the community chat here that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind, a side-scrolling old retro style beat 'em up.
So it's a new game that they're making it as retro style.
Yes. Yes.
Because I was like, I don't remember Power Rangers having a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Sean, do you think you could try to look up Power Rangers Rita's Rewind?
Sure.
And just take a quick peek at some of the stuff. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I know you guys aren't Power Rangers fans per se, but it could be a fun game. You could play the game.
Nope.
We wouldn't want to go press left and right and kick and punch.
Nope.
80s style, 90s style. You wouldn't either, a little, not even retro.
I'm teasing you.
You guys are trash. Come on.
No, I'll play. If you tell me you want to play, I'll play, man. You know.
Exactly. I'll play.
Yeah, come on, man.
This looks terrible. And I'm just joking. This is not my wheelhouse, but
I mean, you play the.
This isn't the game style. This is just this little cartoon intro.
Oh no, I think the game style too.
Looks like Super Nintendo.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's very, very Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll definitely play it. 5 players. Jesus, we got fun with that.
5-player co-op. You could add the whole squad on there. And,
why not 6 though? Aren't they missing the White Ranger?
Maybe he's the bad guy.
Or Green Ranger?
He might be the bad guy.
Okay.
Look at that. Oh, look, there was a green car though in that thing.
Oh, I wonder if you can unlock the Green Ranger.
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can. At some point.
Yeah, that's great.
I do like that. Looks kind of cool, man. Look at those.
I do like that they changed the. I do like that.
That looks pretty sweet, man.
Kind of cool.
So yeah, I think I might be into something like that. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. And I'm not sure where that's dropping.
Doesn't say.
Yeah.
It'll be on everything, Game Pass and everything, I'm sure at some point.
I'm pretty sure it will be.
Well, that looks fucking cool. So thank you, Amir, for dropping that. I didn't see that, and you had tagged me in that one, so I apologize for not responding, but that does look fucking sweet. Fernando in there, Timothy Oliphant will voice the Terminator in the Terminator anime series that's going to drop on Netflix.
I did not even know the Terminator was going to have an animated series. Okay. Interesting. Man, everything is. Didn't Gremlins had an animated series too, right? Like every 80s IP is getting an
on Max, but like it was terrible.
I know. I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying in general, it's getting every 80s IP. I'd be shocked if we don't get a Rambo cartoon at some point again.
Awesome.
Or if they re-release the Rambo cartoon. Remember that cartoon?
Yeah, totally remember that cartoon.
Pretty awesome cartoon.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Awesome. All right. What else we got?
I'm trying to figure out.
We got a new trailer for Alien Romulus.
Yes, we did. So if you're into facehuggers face fucking everyone, you're gonna love Alien Romulus.
Those facehuggers are very rapey.
Yeah, and I sent you guys. I don't want to get booted.
I'm not. I'm just not even playing. I'm just playing like little hits of it, dude.
Okay.
Look at the graphics on that. Look at the special effects on that planet. It just looks so good.
Steve, I seen that shit. That shit was crazy.
It just feels like Alien.
Back to form.
Yeah.
For the Alien franchise. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that one pic where
oh my god, with it shit you kept hearing
like well, you see her. Well, not even that, but you see her
the light.
She lights the light. Yeah,
she lights up, like puts behind her back and her chest, and you can see like the inside of her, and there was a fucking thing moving. Like,
I think this guy is an android.
100% android.
Okay, good. Okay,
100%.
Al, at this point, I'm sick of alien movies.
What?
Nah, dude, I'm in on this one, bro.
I'm ready for this kind of alien movie. I'm sick of the other alien movies.
Another franchise that won't die. None of them are going to die, Al, because they make money. That's it. I again, if this comes back to form,
that shit was
that's the scene. Yeah, that's like I thought that was actually
cringe. I was like, ah.
Yeah, what can you even do?
Nothing. Look at that. You're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead.
That's it. So, I mean, again, if it comes back to form, if this falls in and it's as good as like 1 and 2, then I'm all in.
It's gonna be so fucking scary because it's all once the power goes out and it's all this fucking emergency lighting shit, it's automatically scary.
Look at that shit.
Oh my god.
So gross. So gross.
I mean, I sent you guys that picture of that prop replica of the facehugger.
Yeah. The facehuggers are the most disgusting thing in movie history, dude.
You know what? And I was looking at the prop replica, and like all the limbs look like fingers. Like, and I'm like, where the fuck did that? Like, because it had nails on it. I was like, oh god, it's so fucking disgusting looking. Like, I don't think I ever paid attention to that, but I'm like, God.
Yeah, facehuggers are like the nastiest thing ever.
I know, dude. Look at them shits. Just jumping and fucking.
That's terrible.
and they're so strong. That's the worst part. They're so fucking strong.
Yeah, like you can't do anything about it. Like it knocked him back like 10 feet.
Like you're like, ah.
And it's just strangling you. You can't do anything. You're just
dude. And then if you cut it open, it's gonna fucking burn your face. Am I right?
Yeah, it has acid blood.
Acid. Fuck. Like you can't win. I think like it's the worst villain you would ever see in a movie that you would never want to come face to face with.
It's gonna rape you, then you're gonna die. Oh my god.
Yeah, no one can hear you.
Al, I don't know where this falls. I have to do some research. I didn't pay attention to where it falls in the Alien franchise.
This falls in between Alien 1.
Oh, there you go. James has spoken between Alien 1 and Alien 2. There you go. Just as Steve was saying. Just as Steve was saying it, James.
It does fall in under Alien 1, Alien 2. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that's actually cool.
So it's
like, is that acid?
There's a big jump of time. There's like a 20-25 year gap or something
between 1 and 2. Was it?
Yeah.
20? It wasn't that big.
It was a big gap.
Did she have Ripley shoes on? Dude, she had the fucking alien stompers on. That looked awesome. I couldn't tell, but it looked awesome. She looks like Ripley to me, but oh god, punched a hole right in her chest. That was no one can hear you scream.
Okay, how about this a little? So here's the movie fact. Ripley.
I did like this part. Sorry.
So he's definitely a robot, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to be.
Ripley was in stasis for 57 years between Alien and Aliens.
Oh shit. Okay.
I didn't know that.
I totally forgot about that. Okay.
So like
57 years?
A whole bunch of time passed between the first movie and the second one.
There you go. James has also spoken.
Oh, see, I'm not looking at the chat, so I don't know. Did he put that up before I said it?
I think it was at the same time.
Alien 3 wasn't that good.
I agree. Alien 3 was not good.
I think it had its moments. I liked the different alien, the different xenomorph, because it came out of a dog, so it had a different look than the standard one. So I liked that change, but everything else was like the worst thing you could possibly decide to do. I mean, maybe setting it on a prison planet wasn't like the worst thing, but killing off everybody that you fell in love with in the first movie, in the second movie,
was the worst thing.
What are we doing?
So let me ask y'all a question. This is a whole question for anybody in the chat who's listening right now. What is the most underrated movie of all? One of the what? I mean, you can come from your own perspective, but what do you think is the most underrated movie? It's a hard question. Yeah, like what? Like out of like all movie history, like what do you like? I guess in our genre, like I mean, what we love. I can't go back so far.
We were talking about it last week. I think Daredevil's a good example of underrated. I think the Ben Affleck Daredevil is actually
but not of like all time. Yeah.
No, we're not. He was just saying like I don't. Of all time,
I got what you're saying.
Just period. Like what is your like?
That's not one of my. That wouldn't be like my number one. But
yo, Al, I was about to say the same fucking shit, dude. The fucking Thing may be such an underrated movie, but such a great fucking It is
one of the top horror movies of all time.
It is one of the top horror movies of all time. Like literally, it has to be.
But I think it's.
But I feel like it's underrated.
But it's thought of as one of the best horror movies of all time.
But I feel like it's underrated though. It doesn't get the love that it should get. You think? Am I crazy?
Maybe not. Like it doesn't have like the accolades, but I think within the horror community, it is.
The horror community loves
it. Highly regarded.
And the thing is
even the fucking prequel that came out. The prequel that came out was really good too. So
it was good.
So
the thing you're right, Al.
Great.
But
Children of the Corn.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, please stop.
Power Rangers. No. A Turbo. A Power Rangers movie. Good.
What you got? What you think?
That's tough, man. Underrated movie.
Because
the thing is like so many of these movies that maybe were underrated in our time have kind of gotten second lives, being cult classics, and kind of have moved up the chain because so many more people are going back to them. Like, like Monster Squad to me would be an underrated movie of the era, right? But it's become like this cult classic. Al saying Starship Troopers is one. As a sci-fi movie, probably I could see that, but like I wasn't always a big fan of Starship Troopers anyway. Like
Starship Troopers is
good.
It's pretty funny. It has a lot of like social commentary. It's pretty good. It's Paul Vera. It's Verhoeven.
Paul Verhoeven, yeah,
he's doing his RoboCop shtick. The first RoboCop, most underrated movie of all.
You know what? I might go with Stargate.
Ooh,
Stargate, dude.
You might have just broke the code right there, because Stargate is a fucking badass movie that like I don't feel like
nobody cares about, right? Like that's the thing. Like nobody cares about Stargate, and like if you watch Stargate, you're like, wow, this is actually a lot better than like you remember thinking about it.
Yo, I agree. Stargate's a phenomenal movie. To me, it still hits. Like I still
James
can watch
Spader,
Stargate.
Kurt Russell, even French Stewart was in there.
Yeah,
French Stewart getting a lot of love on the Geekz. That's 2 weeks ago.
Did we talk about him last week too?
Hey Steve, an underrated movie, Lucy.
I can see Lucy. Yeah,
Lucy was so good though. Like, but it just didn't do anything. I don't understand why.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies out there, but it's just like there's certain movies where you're just like, damn, that was a good fucking movie. Why is it not talked about as much?
Big Berg saying the Stargate TV show is great too. Yeah. I mean, Sean and I are going to do a Friday the 13th the series podcast.
I am into
every episode of that. That's an underrated series.
Okay. I think Unbreakable is an underrated movie.
Mm.
M. Night Shyamalan?
Hmm?
I see. I don't think it's underrated because I loved it. So like
Yeah, I
to
don't
me,
think
like
so.
I loved
To
it
me,
too,
like-
but it doesn't get
to me,
any.
I mean, I remember going to the theater with all like a big group of my friends and like everybody. And those they were not superhero fans or anything like that, and they were like all after the movie, like, "Oh my god, Bruce Willis being in it." I don't know.
I just got the film affinity
right.
list.
I mean, if it's not making money, but people still go to that, and that movie had basically a trilogy, because you had Glass.
True,
you had,
but Split was really good, and Glass shit the
it was
bed.
not right.
Glass
Agreed.
shit the bed. Glass,
But it
Glass-
still had a trilogy.
but Glass soured the taste of Unbreakable. But like you can still now you have to go back to watch Unbreakable and like forget everything else exists.
To me,
Well,
and
not
I,
Split. Split could be.
I there's two movies that I feel like just got shit on, but they were so good. They didn't make enough money, but they're still there. Fucking Tron Legacy and John Carter from Mars.
John Carter from Mars was really good.
It was really fucking good. Dog.
I had that on Blu-ray.
Yo, I don't understand why these two movies are so
I can't
panned.
believe
But
it.
All right,
Dude.
so I will explain. So John Carter from Mars, what's his face? I don't think was a good lead. I think if you had anybody, if you had anybody else as the lead, like a leading actor,
Hollywood was high on Taylor Kitsch for like
they
6 months
were.
when they made that movie.
They really were.
right? Yeah, because he got that. He got Gambit. He got because he was he was Friday Night Lights. Everybody loved him on that fucking show. But he's a TV actor.
He got
He's not,
Battleship. He was the lead of Battleship.
Fuck.
Although
That's a piece of shit.
I don't know what it was because they spent a lot of money on that movie.
Well, that's what it was too, because the money, that movie too was one of the most expensive at the time. It was 200 million plus, so you're gonna have to break even. You're looking at 6, and it wasn't there.
I can watch John Carter right now, dude. It was so good.
But I think it's Taylor Kitsch. He was not good. Everything else around him was pretty good, and he just. Again, name another actor at that time in that age group, and I guarantee you would have had a hit.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So.
I
think it was the material. It was based off an old comic book and that really nobody ever knew about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still, it's a sci-fi story. It's one of the earliest sci-fi stories. That was a comic from like the fucking 20s, 30s.
Yeah, that's why though.
But again, I get what you're saying. Like it's an unknown. They spent too much money making it, but also they didn't have it. Just like Tron Legacy. Tron Legacy had what's his face? I can't remember his name now because he hasn't done shit really. And again, if they had another,
that dude is awesome in fucking the Sylvester Stallone show. What's this shit called on Paramount? Steve, did you watch that shit?
The Sylvester Stallone one where he's something about
but I know you're talking about
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Al agrees. John Carter on Blu-ray.
Tron Legacy had one of the best soundtracks of literally of all time. Like the best.
Brian, Super 8 is so good.
But I don't think Super 8 was underrated.
It's not underrated though.
No, because everybody hired everybody from Super 8 because they loved it. Well, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing.
Dude,
AJ did get Star Trek and then Star Wars directly after Super 8. So
Garrett Hedlund, and Garrett Hedlund is not a bad actor, though. Like I'm not going.
No, but again, you're talking leading star of a franchise movie where you're spending hundreds of millions to get this going, and you're playing, again, it's a legacy series that was supposed to kick off something else. I mean, there is a third movie finally coming out. But...
Well, Aries.
Aries.
With
your favorite Morbius. It's Morbin time.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel. I'm very. I got to see a trailer for this, man. So really, if I'm on board, but I know which calls.
What about is Daft Punk back doing the music?
Fuck no, dude. No,
Daft Punk broke up. I was gonna say they're done.
They're broken up.
You just get Daft or Punk. You just get one of the
Yeah, neither one of them because they're both retired, so they were old anyway. They were getting old.
Come back for the series. Come back for one last soundtrack.
Please, one last run.
No, Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor might not be bad. Carl Urban's Dread. We did all love Dread, and that never gets any love.
I know, it's weird. We wanted a part 2 to that. That would have been cool as shit. Like, I don't understand that shit. It doesn't make any sense.
Dread rules.
So, well, I got a fun little, because this was in the community chat, and I was very, I don't know, it's just a very bizarre little. You can only keep one or two of these. So I'm gonna share my screen and get your guys' opinion on this stuff.
Let's go, Sean. Let's do this.
I thought this was pretty funny. So you guys can only choose two. What are you keeping? Junk food, alcohol, coffee, horror movies, superhero films, Star Wars, video games, metal, and cats.
Well, the top 3 will kill you. So
you can get rid of the first 2 for me. Boop boop. Cats can go.
Yeah, cats can go. Metal can go. Horror movies can go for me. So all I have left is superhero films, Star Wars, and video games. So I'm definitely with my favorite.
A lot more to choose. I'm drinking coffee.
I'm drinking coffee too, but can I survive without it over the other?
I can survive without. I can survive without coffee. I could find a substitute for coffee. I could get really into hot chocolate.
This is hard though. It's not
a hard one for me. It's video games and Star Wars.
All right, video games and Star Wars. See, and like horror movies is what's throwing me because I love horror movies. Is like, I mean, they're like my cartoons, man. Like,
you can have like science fiction horror movies. You can have superhero. Yeah. Eventually, we're gonna have some superhero horror. You know, they tried. We did 31 Days of Horror. They tried.
Al says metal and cats. Ed's with you, Sean. Star Wars and video games.
You're my co-host, buddy.
Video games for me. It's going to be video games and I think horror movies. I think it'll be horror movies. Video games.
I mean, it's video games. I mean, I have a whole entire wall dedicated to video games with soon to be 4 TVs.
I spend a lot of video game time. It's a thing.
The superhero films and horror movies. Like horror movies have been in my life longer, but superhero movies have given me so much joy this last decade plus.
But you can never watch horror again.
I can never watch Spider-Man again.
But you already have, and it's been so good.
But I've watched horror too. Like all the horror movies I go back to.
I know that's true because then I'm gonna be like, this horror movie came out, it was so good, and you're gonna be like, yeah, but like Avengers: Secret Wars, and I'm like, no.
Exactly. It's like, well, you can't watch Secret Wars. So sorry, Sean, you can't watch Secret Wars now. You can only watch Acolyte.
I'm fine. I'll watch it.
You would rather watch Acolyte over Secret Wars?
Yeah, I don't care about superhero films like that, so I can watch Star Wars all day, every day. I'm fine with that.
All right.
Video games.
Right. I mean, he is wearing the Superman shirt. Look at his background. I mean,
I know.
It would be silly for him to choose anything else.
Yeah.
Nonsense. James is with superhero and Star Wars. That's where James is going. James,
there's a lot of people out there that are gonna be like alcohol and cats. It's like, you know.
I mean, Al said metal and cats. I mean, that's where Al was. I mean, he's not getting.
Yeah, but metal's sweet. I get that. Horror movies have good music ish sometimes. I would pick horror movies though. I would be horror movies, video games and horror movies. I would get my superhero content through video games, and I would play horror movies because I could play Spider-Man. That could be my Spider-Man. I'll just play the video game version of Spider-Man.
But I could I can play horror video games and get my horror that way. Where I'm living.
Is the Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th games just as good as the movies?
I mean, the NES ones are awesome.
But that Spider-Man game though is better than some of the Spider-Man movies. So I
mean, that is a good call, Steve. That is a good call, but I can't. I gotta go. I'm going superhero films and video games.
You have to. That doesn't make any. You have to go superhero films and video games.
I know. But the horror movies, I have a nice corner of my wall right there with my Evil Dead poster signed by Bruce Campbell.
I have a nice little corner, my little horror corner, and the rest of this superhero shit.
Well, it's like I used to have a lot more horror collectibles and stuff. I just downsized, because I had nowhere to put them because the kids were terrified of them at that time. So
you're gonna get that Talk to Me hand?
No, I'm not gonna get that hand. I like the movie, but I don't need that.
It's pretty sweet.
Stitchers with you. See, this is why you're part Horror Returns now. We knew it, you guys. This is why Sean's leaving us. Sean and Ed are going their own separate ways. You're joining the Horror Returns. I'm just gonna sit here alone crying.
I don't think we ever. I don't think adjoining.
Sean has already said that he's leaving. That's how he opened the show.
It's like, this is the end of my story. All roads come to an end. All chapters. All sentences have a period.
So I feel like I want to bring these like memes to this because I love the conversation a bit. So I'm going to share my screen with the other thing because this is another thing I thought of because I was like, this is pretty funny and this is what would be your perfect night. So. And because I'm turning 45 in 2 days, I was like, that's pretty funny. Pizza Hut just arrived. You've got Super Mario Brothers 3 and permission to stay up late. There's no school tomorrow. You're 45. It's 2024. What would be the perfect night? What game would be the perfect night?
Okay, so the perfect video game night.
Perfect video game night.
Me and Steve we've already had the perfect video game nights. Like the last 10 years
where you're naked and
we've played some of the best fucking video game battles and shit that we've went through, and
we've had some moments.
We got into some shit. And honestly, I would not trade that for the world, man. So
funny. We were gaming with Ed last night, and we were talking about how we wish. What happened? I can't see what he says.
He says Steve didn't tell you guys he's a new co-host.
We were like, I can't believe Ed's never played games with us for so long, and we were talking about how I used to play Breakpoint, where you guys would try to go stealth, and then I would just run in, throwing grenades and flame throwing shit and. Driving tanks through walls. And fucking Ed was like, I think I did play with you once. And then I never played again because
I remember it too.
I was like, oh fuck, I think there was a time where there was one random dude that played and then never came back.
Ed never came back. It was crazy.
I was a young, more energetic Steve.
I've got Zombie Ate My Neighbors for the Super Nintendo. Love it. So, and then he also says playing Nobody Should. So I know you guys.
Okay, so
here's the question.
You have to put some caveats.
What's the one video game? What's the one food? Again, and the food you pick.
But you have to. What I mean by caveats is like it can't be. Are you saying like it has to be a single player? Or this? No.
It can be whatever. But let's hypothetically play it. Like let's just say it could be a retro game that is multiplayer and we can still play it online. Or if we were all together, like how when you guys came over, we were playing fucking Mario Kart and with Jarvis and stuff, and we were playing Madden and stuff. Just imagine like a night like that where you enjoyed playing whatever the game was, whatever the food was. What was that one go-to food? Like this one. That's why I laughed at it because it was like Pizza Hut. I'm like, I wouldn't eat Pizza Hut right now if you fucking paid me. But and then like, what was that like soda? And like we're a bunch of old men right now. We're worried about diabetes and we're worried about weight gain and all that. But you didn't have to worry about any of that. So pick the one food. It could be a whole fucking 30-pack of Taco Bell. It could be, whatever, White Castle. It could be whatever you want, whatever drink you want. Like for me, I'd probably go with like Jolt Cola because like that's the shit that kept me up all night playing video games. So what would that be in that game? Would it be fucking GoldenEye on the 64 that we're all playing fucking together? Something like that.
Retro game.
I would pick a retro game. You don't have to pick a retro game. I would pick a retro game.
It's hard because it's like, let's pick one game, and we're right now, but it could be a retro game.
Pizza Hut, Surge, and Super Nintendo. Well, what game on the Super Nintendo? Or are you just playing Super Nintendo all night by yourself with fucking Pizza Hut and Surge Cola? Because I did like some Surge. That's some good stuff.
So wait, I'm coming over to somebody's house playing games?
You can play by yourself, whatever you want. You choose whatever you want to do.
I'm sticking to what we do, what we've been doing for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Ghost Recon.
So what's the game? You want Ghost Recon? Okay.
Ghost Recon.
So what are you eating while you're playing? Or what are you drinking while you're playing?
But we're not worried about stuff. Think about like when your appetite, where you can eat anything.
Shit. Yeah,
Don't worry about.
Remember what you used to do?
I already know what mine is.
Fucking honey buns and shit.
Mine is very.
Remember
simple.
those days, Sean? When
mine
you started, you're like fucking eating honey buns.
Mine is 90s McDonald's.
Why are you looking at me like
Dr. Pepper? 90s McDonald's and Dr. Pepper, because in the 90s McDonald's was different. The food was different. I remember very clearly, like 90s McDonald's was different, and maybe it was
90s KFC hit different.
Oh, 90s
did. You know what's funny as shit? My dad was just talking to me about that because, like, I called my parents, and my mom's like, "Sorry, we can't talk right now. Your dad's on a mission to get KFC." We went to two places, and for some odd reason, they were out of chicken. He's like, he had a craving for KFC. He hasn't eaten in so long. He's like, I want KFC.
Because you can taste it when you think of KFC. There's a distinct flavor,
distinct taste. Yeah.
But it hit different.
Rocky Knight Avengers on the Sega Genesis is a fucking fantastic, underrated game. Nobody knows Rocket Knight Adventure.
And Sean, a little was just saying he won't eat Pizza Hut right now. You can pay him to eat pizza right now.
I don't like it.
But
90s Pizza Hut.
When Pizza Hut had restaurants, when you could sit inside, Pizza Hut.
We have some around here. We had some around. We still have some. But yes, you're right. Pizza Hut did hit different. The breadsticks in the 90s.
Pizza Hut still hits. Pizza still hits like pizza still hits. It don't matter what the fuck it is, though. Pizza hits.
No, Domino's is not very good.
I'll fucking Domino's up real quick, to be honest, if I had to.
Oh, shit. Black on the PlayStation 2. That was a good game, James. I like that.
Yeah, I don't have any of that definitive love for old fucking
NBA
games.
Live. A lot of broken controllers.
I had one of the best gaming nights playing WWF 64. The wrestling game on the Nintendo 64.
You know what? I was playing on the Fight Stick. I was playing WCW Monday Nitro.
I had that for the Xbox. I know it was for the PlayStation.
I know. It's on the Fight Stick. I was like, oh shit, fucking Sting.
Oh, those games are so terrible looking too.
Oh god, it was so difficult to control. I fucking was swearing. I'm like, what the fuck is this controller?
You know what it would have been? Okay, one game. It would have been Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, with 90s McDonald's and Dr. Pepper. That would have been it. Boom. With a Game Genie so that we can play through the fucking game.
I like that. I like the Game Genie caveat. I'm going. I know it's going to be a nerdy game, but it's a game I love, and me and Jenny used to play it all the fucking time. I'm going Mario Party 2. I'm going Jolt Cola because you play Mario Party 4-player, and you can play it all the time, and you get fucking mad at people for stealing stars and shit. I love that. And my food, I'm going.
Back when you could eat anything a little.
Back when I could eat anything, I'm going to fucking 30-pack of Taco Bell, man. Fucking the tacos, man. They hit this 90s Taco Bell. Fucking awesome.
Taco Bell tastes the same now than it did.
No, it doesn't. Because I haven't had Taco Bell in like a decade. So like I'm going Taco Bell. I'm going to fucking crave case of Taco Bell or whatever the fuck.
It's fine. I mean, the crunchy tacos from Taco Bell are fine. They're fine.
Yeah, I like the crunchy tacos. This is 90s, Sean. I'm going back to the 90s. You know, when Taco Bell tacos were 35 cents.
What did you pick, Sean? You didn't even pick a food.
Pizza.
You said pizza.
Oh, pizza.
But you didn't pick what pizza. What kind of pizza?
Oh, well, if I had to be a real, what's 90s? Did I have a car then? No.
What do you mean you didn't have a car in the 90s?
90s. I graduated in 96. I didn't have a car.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't have a car till like I got older. Like
yeah, a little. Okay, you know, guess who
I had
came
a
for
car.
money?
yeah,
no, I worked.
Money, not fucking me.
I didn't have a car until I was like 22.
Yo, bro,
for real. I started working.
I was a good 20s, dog. Like real shit.
I started working full time at 16 at Walmart, and I got a car because I had to go to work every day. So I was full time and go to school. So pay my own shit. I had a Ford Escort, 92 Ford Escort.
Good for you.
What was your first? What was your first?
Rich.
Car, what was your first car, Sean?
Oh, my first car was. You know what? Never, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's not talk about this.
I could talk. Mine's worse. I guarantee you.
I do not want to tell you what my first car was.
I had a 92 Ford Escort white hatchback.
Because you guys are gonna tell me, you guys are gonna fucking say I'm rich, so I'm not gonna fucking say
no,
shit.
I want to see it. Well, you were 22, so I would expect you to have a nicer car than I did.
I had a Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
Damn.
That was my first car.
That is not what I had.
Brand new or used, or what are we talking here, Sean? S class?
It was yeah. Yeah. It was a Mercedes Benz. Yeah. Oh God. I got rid of it though. I got rid of that car because it was just too high. It was just the it wasn't the payments, it was just the maintenance was just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, oil change for those back then were
so then I switched over to a Honda Accord, 4-seater Honda Accord I switched over to. Then after the Honda Accord,
now we're going through your whole history.
Yeah, I know. I'm going through my whole history. I know, right?
Sean always been a megastar.
Look, my first car was a 1987 Isuzu Pup.
What the fuck is an Isuzu Pup? I thought you were gonna say Trooper.
Pickup. It's a pick.
Oh, really?
But a P apostrophe UP. It's a pup.
That's what they call
it was a little truck. It was like a tiny little cab, but like a really long bed. It was a stick shift. It had a bench seat in the front. It was like a big old stick, you know, like the burn. Like that thing was awesome.
What year? 87?
Yeah, 1987. Isuzu Pup.
I gotta look at this. I gotta see what this fucker looks like.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is like a really small fucking truck. I'm gonna share my screen.
It was great. You could carry a lot of shit in the back of that.
What was your color? Look at this
thing. Yeah.
That was my first truck, man. Yep. The little stick shift, the bench seat. There it is. Yeah. Mine was like a golden brown outside, but the interior was that same color.
Yeah, this is right now. You could buy it right now at Meekum Auctions to even relive those days.
The good old days with the Isuzu.
So right after my Escort, because my Escort died on me, I got a 93 Cavalier convertible. That was my next car.
My next car was a 2007 Hyundai Tiburon sports car.
I had a Honda Ridgeline truck. Yo, dude, the one thing that I would never ever get again, a fucking truck, dude. Yo, you know how many people ask you to do so
move
much
shit and take stuff?
A fucking truck, dog. I couldn't wait to get rid of that fucking truck, dog. Like, I swear to God, to this day.
Hey, man, you busy on the weekend?
Yeah. Can you help me move this? I got to get this couch out of my house. I was like, oh, fuck me. I was so upset. Fucking, yo, I had that fucking truck for like 2 or 3 years. I couldn't wait to get rid of that fucking shit, dog. I was so upset with that shit. So fucking mad. Everybody fucking, and I am not a person who's like, yo, don't ask me. Please don't ask me because I ain't going to ask you. Don't ask me shit. Man, I dread that shit, dog. I swear to God, that was the worst time.
Sean doesn't buy trucks because he doesn't like doing friends favors.
But he needs it now to go pick up statues and shit. He misses the truck just for that.
I got a truck now. I got two cars.
I just messed it.
Fuck shit, dude. That fucking truck, man. That fucking pickup truck. Oh, hated that bitch, man. And it was a gas guzzler because I was driving back and forth from New York or Jersey. That shit was a gas guzzler. I was like, fuck, man. You know how you try to be smarter than gas and you try to fill your car up halfway and you're like, oh yeah, I'm good for the rest of the week, or I'm good for a couple of days. Then you go fill it up again and you got a full tank of gas. You're like, oh yeah, I'm smart. You are not outsmarting gas. Like, please, I was so dumb. Just you know how you just think about shit. You just like try to.
Yeah, but gas back then. I mean, I remember when my first car was 96 cents a gallon.
96 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Oh, back then.
When I started driving, yeah.
Yeah.
Gas is very expensive right now in California.
California, y'all always had expensive gas, though, right?
We've dropped a bit.
Yeah,
we're
it's
now just at $3.
Yeah, we're about $2.90 or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe $2.80.
And I just filled up for $3.03.
We're almost at $5. We're at $4 something.
Fuck.
That's always been expensive in California, man.
I know. I
mean, shit. I remember Steve was like $7, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" $7.
In the Bay Area, yeah.
No, could you imagine filling up a fucking Mercedes? Like that's like, that's like
you're also having to put a premium in it.
It's the highest gas. I fucking hated it. I hated that fucking car.
I'm gonna leave this here though, because I still love Al's comment that Sean has always been a megastar. I love that. I love that your first car was a Mercedes. Of course.
I was like, "What's your first car?" He's like, "I don't want to say." Immediately, like, no, the judgment will start. I don't want to say.
It was a Mercedes C-Class. I remember getting that shit, dude. It was fucking. Oh my god. Why? Why did I do that?
Because you were big pimping.
I thought I was big pimping. I was
big pimping.
Oh yeah, you was definitely. I was definitely trying to live that rock star rap life. Yep.
I was doing that with a Cavalier convertible.
You can't try to live no kind of lifestyle in a Suzu pup. You're just getting from one place to another.
My boy,
that thing, the speedometer topped at 80. That's the highest it went.
One of my boys, he had a Range Rover, and we used to go to Virginia Beach in the Range Rover, and like he was like the only person at the time who had like a Range Rover. Man, oh my god. The girls was going crazy for that Range Rover, man. He did so much in that shit, it was ridiculous. Crazy, man. Fucking
again,
crazy.
Nobody goes crazy for an Isuzu pup.
What a big bed you have. Range Rovers down here. You guys see that PS5 Wolverine controller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, I know you guys have. Well, Sean, did you get a PS5 yet? I know you said you're going to. Mm-hmm. Steve, you gonna get the Wolverine controller? I've missed out on the Spider-Man one. That thing sold out in seconds. So
no, I'm not gonna get any special controller.
I kind of like the Wolverine controller. So
what are you gonna do with it, Ella? What are you gonna do with it?
You're gonna play. You're not gonna look at it while you're playing.
You don't even play it. Alex plays the.
Yeah, you're gonna get a Wolverine controller that gets all sticky and shit. You can have Cheeto fingerprints on it, and
I don't eat fucking Cheetos now. Like, yeah,
he does.
He ain't using that controller. He's got his own goddamn controller.
You think he ain't using that controller? You go to work, old man.
That is true because he fucked up my awesome purple controller for the PS4. I was just so pissed. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Something else. Something else. Kenneth posted in there that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles writer Tom Waltz is hoping they're in talks with Judith Hoag, maybe they're not in talks, but there's rumors Judith Hoag may return as April O'Neil in that rated R.
The Last Ronin.
Last Ronin. Like, he hopes that that'll happen, because if that happens, then we're fucking on to something. Like we said, it was going to be a sequel to the 90s movie.
I like that. I like that. Movie. Or Turtles 2. I'd let them slip the sequel to Turtles 2. Like that those two eras of Turtles, because they looked similar. Turtles 3 was fucking.
But you know what? Like, smart. Even if, remember that TMNT CGI movie that came out?
Yeah.
So you all liked that. I thought that was pretty good, right? Sean, did you like that?
No, I didn't. Oh, you mean the one with Chris Evans? Was the
where he was Casey. Yeah, that one was pretty good. In that movie, there's a scene where Splinter goes into a room and there's shit from all 3 of the previous live action movies in there.
That's right. Yeah.
Making that movie canonically the 4th in the series of those movies. So the last Ronin could technically be a sequel to all of that.
I wouldn't mind that. Especially if you give me practical costumes for the last Ronin. If you go with that practical suit, which
it needs to be the 90s suits. Yeah.
Yeah, right. We've seen it. Aged, beat up, black bandana. Go. You got it. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. That would be a must watch.
I would go to the theater for that.
No doubt. If it's a show and they release like they did with some of these Star Wars shows, I would go to the theater to watch the first 2 episodes, whatever it is. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it for tonight.
That is about it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for joining us.
Steve, did you see Ariana Grande is a Catwoman in her newest video?
No.
Yeah.
Is she gonna be Catwoman for what?
It's James for her own video. It's not whatever.
I'm not up to date on like pop stars and stuff, like what the goings on of the pop music industry, except that it seems like it's all kind of about to go up in flames. So I'm just like getting my lawn chair ready to watch the fire.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what Ariana Grande looks like in a Catwoman suit.
All right.
I guess.
That was a random thing to throw in at the end, but thank you.
It was a DC thing. We had our DC shirts on, so I just talked about it. I don't know.
Very nice.
We had our DC shirts on, so I had
to drop it. It was a better costume than Halle Berry's. All right, we'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
But Halle Berry's costume wasn't the problem.
Halle Berry was in the costume, so that's a whole different story.
That's what I'm saying. Halle Berry in that costume was not the problem with that movie. We'll just put it that way.
Agreed. So, all right. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your support. Please like, subscribe, comment, watch us do other things. Watch Star Geekz. I mean, we got to just keep plugging Star Geekz.
I mean, you're plugging it, dude. I'm not even saying anything, so I appreciate it.
I know you would right after I said this is a little.
I wasn't even going to say anything, but you know what? Fuck it.
It's a little.
Make sure you subscribe this show too. Make sure you subscribe. I mean, it helps us out. You know, if you keep liking and hit those like buttons and that'll help us out. We definitely appreciate it. You gotta do this. Hopefully you can get one of those or you get one of these. I don't know. It's not working anymore. I don't know what happened, but whatever. This is Sean.
And make sure to like and watch Star Geekz. Check out the Star Geekz channel. A lot of great content over on the Star Geekz. Ed, Sean, just bringing it home every week in and week out. Content crazy.
I appreciate it. Clearly, I'm doing something right because you guys are talking about it. So
I have a lot of fun when I'm on over there, and it was fun to talk about Acolyte. We didn't talk about Acolyte this week because we talked a lot about it
Yeah,
start
and
you.
Steve, I'm telling you, I love when you're on, dude. Like it helps. Like it does help. Like I mean, me and Ed, Ed's a straight man, and like I'm trying to be funny, but nobody laughs at my jokes. But when you come on, you laugh. A little is there, but a little's not there sometimes.
It's true.
He's on the train. Some lady
He's
dying next to him.
He's on the boat. He's doing other shit. Like I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this guy.
He ain't wrong. Sometimes I'm looking off at my homework, and Sean's like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "I'm looking at my paper right now."
Like, is this guy like Star Wars? I don't know, but I'm okay with it. I'm glad he's here. I do
like
enjoy
it. Enough.
Yeah, you love Star. Like you're there every week, so I appreciate you, man. I do appreciate it. Steve.
Yeah.
And Steve, you've been there the last couple weeks, so I appreciate you, man. I hope you stay on. And man, dude, it's fucking
as long as Acolyte's on, I'll be there.
There you go.
And in perpetuity, as long as it's not any more 3D animated Star Wars shows.
Okay.
Okay. And until next week, everybody. Oh, this is Steve. And until next week, everybody, stay safe, be nice to each other, and keep it geeky.